I ain't see no 10. What's up, good people? Welcome to season AzF. What's
What's
up,
going on,
Lorenzo?
family? How are y'all?
Awesome, awesome. So today we're going to jump right in. We are asking the questions. Are you still feeling sexy and spontaneous? Or are you fully settled into that cozy night and Netflix and chill? We're unpacking intimacy, attraction, and what keeps grown folks feeling desirable and connected. Let's get to it.
Go, let's get it.
All right, so Lorenzo, how has your definition of sexy changed since your 20s and 30s?
Since the 20s and 30s, definitely a lot less about the way anything looks for me. More so these days about stability and just grown and seasoned as fuck works for these days. Like the seasoned, the better. That is sexy to me. Um, before when I was in my 20s and 30s, it was all about, what somebody had going on, how they was looking, how they was built, how they was smelling, how they was. These days, it's more so about structure and stability and, you know, being able to do something as simple as communicate properly is
That-
sexy on out to me. So I really didn't care too much about how somebody was communicating in my 20s and 30s.
You probably rather they didn't communicate.
Exactly. Exactly.
It is hush.
Right now, it's more so about that effective communication. So, yeah. And what about you?
For me, I mean, of course, similarly, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I needed my man to have a six pack to match mine, of course. And I wanted, all the eye candy and the good to look at and all that good stuff had to match my fly as far as dressing was concerned. And I've always been attracted to like good conversation and communication. Even in my 20s and 30s, that was important. But I think now the thing that kind of like moves me a little bit more, it's helpful to be attractive. That's never gonna end because that's usually like the first thing that kind of gets your attention. But how long does it hold the attention is what the real key is. So for me, sexy now is like somebody's character and their consistency. Those are the things that are sexy to me right now. Like, you know, who are you when nobody is looking? You know what I'm saying? That's the character piece. And, the consistency is, yeah, you might can pull it off for a day or a week, but like, what are you really doing? What are you really about on a regular basis? So those are the things that, are sexy to me at this grown big age.
Facts, facts. Yeah,
Yeah.
although, some of these seasoned brothers around here still got a six pack. So
Uh-huh. I
some
know.
of us still,
You ain't
some of
got
us
to show
still
out
come,
on them. You ain't got to show out on them.
some of us
Everybody
still
can't do
come,
it like
right?
that.
Some of us still come with that as well, on top of
That's
all
right.
that
And we appreciate y'all too.
other.
And some of us do too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, my question that I have today is a pretty good one as well. What are some of the ways that non-physical intimacy shows up in your world today?
Hmm. That's a good question. Non-physical. I think you might consider, quality time kind of as still physical, but it doesn't always have to include, the touching and stuff, but just being in the same space together, you know, I can be on my laptop on one side of the couch, you can be on your laptop on the other side of the couch, but we're sharing space. Um, that's intimacy to me. And just kind of like those little ways that you pay attention and show up for somebody. is intimacy to me. Those things seem to go just they just go such a long way. All the physical stuff is wonderful and important and still, necessary. But those non-physical things are just, the things that mean the most to me these days. Yeah, how about you?
Okay. So for me, um, one of the most important parts of intimacy to me is that one-on-one connection,
Mm,
and I know this may sound, repetitive, but um, clear, precise communication.
mhm,
And when I tell you that is one of the biggest ways to turn me on and to, make me feel some kind of way is to be able to communicate what it is that you're thinking, and what it is that you want, and what it is that you need. Um,
mhm,
you cannot expect me to be able to read your mind and you know what I mean, just automatically know. Although there's that connection there.
right.
Um, I still don't know when you're hungry. Still don't know, I still don't know when you need a little bit. I still don't know, like, those. That is important, to just be able to verbalize all of those things and be connected on that level. And that shows to me a very mature way of expressing your intimacy. But I do agree with you, some of that quality time and some of the downtime that you share together, and just those small, you know, let me hold your hand every once in a while. Let me rub on your hind parts every once in a while. You know, let me caress your hair every once in a while. Like, all of that as well, that physical part. But the non-physical parts to me are that clear communication. Like, just be precise about what it is that you need and how much of it.
That's right. That's right. That's good. That's good. So like, why are we talking about that? So, you know, how do we keep the spark alive in like longer term relationships, or either reignite it if it happens to fizzle out a little bit? Like, what do you think about that?
For me, that's real simple. Never get
Hmm.
comfortable.
Mm,
Ever get comfortable. Like, always try to do something spontaneous. Always try to do something special. Always try to show some type of way of letting, your partner know that you're there,
hmm.
that that their presence is needed and wanted, as well as your presence is not going anywhere. To me, that's one of the best ways to show that, and to give that to somebody, is to say, hey, um, I know a lot of women like flowers, and that does it for a lot of women. But for me, I like to give you something that's alive, and something that's going to grow, and something that's going to, you know, you can look at it for years to come. I'll give you a plant that flowers, or that
Okay.
blooms or something, versus that flower is dead once you cut it. So stuff like that to me is,
Hopefully you ain't trying to give them no babies, because that grows too. I don't know if we want those at this nice season age.
I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid.
You okay now? You about to you about to spark a situation on this here internet
I
talking
ain't
about you
afraid
ain't
of
afraid.
anything that grows. So let's
They
let's
they gonna be looking for you in the daytime with a flashlight, talking about you trying to drop some babies off now.
hey, hey, listen. It ain't too late. It ain't too late.
For me, shop closed. It's over. It's a no. It's a no for me. Thank you.
Well, for me,
Okay. That's a little nugget for you, ladies. You heard it first from.
I can still run.
Okay, well, there it is.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I got another question for the single people this time,
Okay.
but I still want your view on it. This one
Mm-hmm.
technically for the single folks out there. I don't even know if you're single or not these days,
You don't know?
but
We
for
gonna
the
tell you.
single out there, um, is dating still sexy to you, or has it become more strategic? And you know this new age stuff is a little different, so
Ooh.
has it become more of a task or more of a job for you? Or, what you think about it? Is it still sexy? Is it still, because it used to be real sexy for me to date back in the day.
That part. That
These
part.
days, these days for me, it's a little different.
Different is exactly what it is. And that's putting it nicely.
Right.
So, yes, fortunately and unfortunately, I am still part of the single crew. But, for me, the answer is it gotta be both. Like anything I'm involved with gotta be sexy. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I mean, I think sexy is a either you are or you're not. So, if it's in you, it's in you and it's in you on you and all that all the time. So yes, being single it can still be sexy, but it is definitely also much more strategic for me at this point. Like, I gladly tell people, excuse my French, I'm not interested in frivolous fucking. So like it definitely has to be intentional. I am very clear about like, what type of relationship I want. I know that I am an extraordinary person, and so I'm looking for an extraordinary partner. And, so it is a lot more strategic. It's a lot more, thought behind it than it was when I was in my 20s and 30s. That was just about, more in the moment, more enjoyable. It was just like not as you didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to like think about it as much. And honestly, it was much easier. Like trying to date these days is just like more irritating and frustrating. And just it surprises me how elusive it is. It surprises me how much of a challenge it is to really meet somebody that you can have an authentic connection with, and that you can find somebody that's on the same page, kind of that you're on, or moving in the same, even in the same book at this stage. So, for me, it definitely has to be a little bit of both. Still got to be sexy, but it's definitely much more strategic. How about you?
Gotcha. I definitely agree about the sexy part.
Well,
Yeah. I don't know how to move unless it's sexy. So yeah, definitely have that in there. Um, but not necessarily strategic. But what I do and what I have learned about myself in dating now, is that I don't really believe in it no more.
Mm,
I don't really believe in dating too much anymore. I think dating, the term itself has become a battle with people, and people
mm,
have learned some of the wrong ideas about dating. Uh,
mm-hmm.
so it has caused me to have to pivot and, change up, whoever I'm involved with, their view on dating, because, dating has become about a dollar amount or about what you can do for me and about, how much I'm gonna be able to get from you. Um, and that's just not where I'm at. You know what I mean? That's not where I'm at with dating. Like dating used to be fun and learning someone and organically getting
Right.
somebody and having a good time and just trying to find out where they are in life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
these days it's become a little bit more stressful and just ridiculous. You know what
I
did
get
y'all
it.
learn? What did y'all learn? Y'all's definition of dating and who taught
Right.
y'all? To me, I think everybody looking at social media and
Correct.
and now that has become their master class in how to date, and
Mm,
that ain't it.
that ain't it. I think that social media gives people a false sense of options, and I think that's one of the biggest culprits. It's not the only one, but it's a pretty big one in my opinion. Hmm.
Right. So yeah, I wouldn't even call it for me strategic. I just don't try not to even call it that at all. Like let me not even call. I can show up sexy, but
Okay.
let's not call this a date. I mean,
Okay.
some kind of entertainment or something. Let's not call it.
Just take that all the way off the table.
Let's not even call it dating no more. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
So I got something else for you tonight.
Well,
This is
what?
little different, other than a question. Um,
Okay.
let's jump into something that just will take you back a little bit.
Okay.
something that I know that people that are seasoned understand and know what this means, but something that we call when the street lights come on.
Uh-huh.
And I'll give you an example as to what I mean by that is if you
Okay.
need an example, because I know you know what used to go down when the street lights come on. I know you knew where you had to be when they came on. But just taking you back to that time frame as to when that term was in and when it was popular for us to hear that on a daily basis.
Hmm.
Um, Going back to my grandmother, one of the things that she used to always tell me when it was that time of day, you knew where you needed to be because there wasn't nothing good gonna come on, gonna happen after that street light came on. So you was gonna be in trouble,
That's right.
you was gonna be in jail, or you was gonna get your tail whooped
That's right.
if you wasn't home by the time the street lights came on.
No, no questions asked. You would see balls bouncing in the street by themselves because people dropped that ball and took off running to their door.
To get to the house when that street light popped on. So yeah. So what you
Uh-huh.
got for me around that time?
Um, let's see. Um, what do I remember? I don't know if anybody else experienced this because I really feel like this is something that I experienced all by myself. I know somebody else in the world probably did, but I mean, I was literally traumatized. I remember um being outside playing with my friends, and my mom called me to come in the house and being the obedient child that I was, I immediately went to see what she needed. And, I went in the house and she must have been having a day, having a moment. I don't know what the whole situation, the scenario was, but she decided at that exact second that she was going to cut my hair off. She was going to cut my hair off. I had hair all the way down, probably past my shoulders. And apparently she was having a day. Apparently my hair was damaged. Okay, I don't know what that means, but she decided at this moment that she was going to cut it off. So she cut my hair off. I was inside for maybe about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And she sent me back outside like nothing happened. Like she didn't just change my whole life, my whole existence, and sent me right back outside. Like going out there with your friends. You'll be all right. That way you'll get used to it before you got to go to school in the morning. I was like, what is
What did you
happening?
do?
What is happening right now? It didn't have anything to do with me. It didn't have nothing to do with me. And so I don't know if that happened to anybody else, but sometimes, back in the day when our parents was going through things, we just had to go through it with them. And we couldn't have no lip. We didn't talk back. We didn't do nothing. We just had to deal with it and keep it pushing. So I don't know if anybody else had any. I know, right? That was tough, man. I talk to this day. I'd be like, really? Really, Ma?
That sounds traumatizing. And
I know, right?
I know your mom. I'm gonna have to ask her what she what did
Correct. And she gonna laugh because she think it's funny now because I talk about this all the time. Like, what did I do to deserve this? But
I have to ask her, why are you
she told me
traumatized?
it built character. She said, it made you, she said, you always been confident. I knew you can handle it. I was like, really? Really? Jeez, Ma.
Wow.
So that's my nostalgic trip down memory lane today.
Well, since you gave a traumatizing one, I'll give the people a traumatizing one that I had from my childhood too that still bothers
Okay.
me to this day.
Okay.
Um, when I was coming up, I don't know if y'all had a parent that never went to the store and bought y'all a Halloween costume, create your Halloween costume to save money. But that was my mom. I'll never forget. One year I wanted to be Superman so bad. So bad. I just knew I was gonna be Superman and have me a nice little tight Superman costume. So it's so excited. Well, my mama made my Superman costume.
Mm, mm, mm.
Guess what she made my cape out of?
Oh gosh, a towel.
A towel. A big old heavy drying towel. Do you know how hard it is to try to get a towel to fly in the wind? I was running full speed and I still couldn't get it to fly. So I'm still traumatized behind that. I don't celebrate Halloween to this day because I can't get my Superman costume.
Day, mama. Somebody send Lorenzo a Superman costume so he could get his childhood together. Please send him a Superman costume. If you get a Superman costume, Lorenzo, you're gonna have to put it on for us, though. That's the deal.
Listen, I'm wear proud. Tight draws off.
Okay, we're gonna hold you to it.
And I have me a fan blowing the cake in the background.
That's right. Y'all heard it here first. We're gonna hold you to it. We're
Hey,
gonna hold you to it.
on Halloween though.
Okay. Only on Halloween. Okay. Noted. I'm glad you put that caveat in there because we
You
gonna
know
have
it. I'm
I might have sent one on I might have sent one myself.
right, just random Friday. You want me to have on a Superman?
Correct. Oh God. Oh gosh. All righty.
But yeah, no, that was pretty good though. Pretty good. I like
Yeah.
that. So, one thing that I need everybody to do for us today, please, please like, subscribe, make sure that y'all follow, tell a friend, tell a cousin, tell a mama, tell an uncle, tell somebody
Tell
about
us something.
seasoned as F.
You heard it. You heard it. And if this episode hit home, make sure you tag a grown friend, share the love. Don't forget to follow, like Skill said, Season as F for bold, unfiltered conversations about life after 45. So we're gonna see you next time and stay seasoned.
Peace.